What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And yes, this is the daily wrestling news video. And I apologize for not doing much of these lately, but I've been taking care of outside online businesses. But yeah, I'm back here now with some wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Ringside News article on May 13th. And make sure to watch until the very end because it's going to get very, very exciting to hear. And we're going to start off on today's wrestling news video with WWE planning significant changes for future premium live events. And WWE's operational growth has been significantly recent years, particularly highlighted by the of WWE and UFC under the TKO umbrella. This union has led to collaborative events often held at the same venue over a weekend, with UFC typically on Saturday and WWE SmackDown on Fridays, followed by WWE Raw on Mondays. Recent reports from PW Insider suggest that WWE has been exploring adjustments to the start time of domestic premium live events, considering a return to the 7 p.m. used uh, format used in the previous years. This shift has already been tested with events like NXT Heatwave, SummerSlam, and even Bash in Berlin. While WWE maintained the 7 p.m. Start time for these recent events, there's potential for changes in premium live events scheduling. UFC President Dana White hinted at WWE premium live events returning to Sundays. And although it's unclear if this adjustment will be permanent or sporadic, it's speculated that such changes might occur during weekends when TKO's production team is already in a city working on multiple events for their affiliated promotions. And what's your thoughts on this first news story of today, with TKO thinking about bringing back the timing for WWE to be WWE's premium live events to be airing on 7 p.m. Eastern? And do you think that they will indeed do that? And I remember at one hand they did, like it was like when they very first had the WWE Network, like from 2015 to 2015 to 2021. Or was it 22? I think between 21 or 22. I was like between. That was the last time we saw WWE PLEs were on 7 p.m. Eastern. But are you excited about that? And if you are, please leave it in the comments below. And I mean, if not, then you can still leave a comment on what your opinion is. Just keep it positive, of course. But anyways, and there also been some talks from TKO. Rumor has it on a news story that I recently heard that WWE might be bringing back their premium live events on a Sunday besides WrestleMania. And I was thinking to myself, like, it's about time, because the last time I saw a premium live event, like a premium live event live on Peacock, was like back in 2022. Yeah, 2022, like when it was Hell in a Cell, which was the last pay-per-view of Hell in a Cell in all of WWE. And WWE, and yeah, but since then, WWE's been putting their premium live events on Saturdays since then. And I'll say, but even though NXT, like, it's like, it depends on what days it is. Is it going to be like Like, will it be like on the same weekend as the main roster's pay-per-views, or is it going to be on the different night? Like, depending on what will be the reason why they're going to be on a Sunday or Saturday. But yeah, they've been going on and off about that, like even last year as well. Like, and they seem like that it could be any day of the weekend, like as long as it's Saturday or Sunday, obviously. But but yeah, and do you think that it's going to be the same in the main roster? Which rumor has it that that Heat Wave, I believe, is going to be on a Sunday, which will be the weekend before. It will be the weekend right on SummerSlam. And do you think that will happen, or do you think that that is going to be? And do you think that's going to happen in the near future, like anytime, probably after SummerSlam or Bash in Berlin? Yeah, leave your comments down below if you want to. And do you want to see WWE's premium live event / pay-per-views coming back on Sundays? Which it does kind of give you like that pay-per-view vibe, like when it's on a Sunday, like especially when you're eating some pizza and some snacks like chips and candy and cookies. Like if it's a football game is on, like a big Sunday night primetime game. That's what the pay-per-views used to feel like while watching them on a Sunday. But now they change it to from Sundays to Saturdays, unless it's WrestleMania when it's on both nights, on night one and night two. But it seems like WWE of TKO is gonna try to find a perfect time to bring it back on Sundays. And do you think it'll be sooner or later? Let me know. But let's move on to the next news. I think, but before I get into that, I think, like me personally, my personal opinion, I would say WWE. I'll give them about like at the end, towards the end of the year, like late summer, early fall, to bring back PLEs into on a Sunday. Yeah. Excuse me. Next up, we got footage of security dragging fan out of the arena during the May 11th AEW collision. And first of all, I thought I saw somebody like when I was watching AEW collision when I was recapping this past Saturday. I was like, what match was it? I forget. It was it Will Ospreay versus Lee Moriarty? I think it was. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. No, I don't think it was that. But I'm gonna talk about it right here. That during the May 11th episode of AEW Collision at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, an alerting incident unfolded when a fan attempted to rush in the ring. It says the incident occurred like following the match between Daniel Garcia and Daniel Garcia and KM. That's what his name is. With Daniel Garcia emerging victorious, as post-match proceedings commenced, a fan breached the barricade in an attempt to enter the ring, causing a moment of chaos and concern among those in attendance. Security, referees, and officials swiftly intervened, pursuing the intruder as he attempted to access the ring amidst the commotions. I mean the commotion with a big singular, like with a commotion chant of "You effed up," echoing throughout the arena, reflecting the crowd's disapproval of the intrusion. According to Ringside News, as I mean, not according. Well, I'm saying according. I mean, like Ringside News provided the footage of the incident has since surfaced. The depicting the moment when security like apprehended the fan and escorted them out of the arena, despite the fans' attempt to disrupt the event. The swift response from security ensured that the situation was quickly contained. And it says right here, the incident serves as a reminder of the importance of respecting boundaries and rules at live events. Fans should never attempt to enter the ring or interfere with proceedings as such. Actions not only endanger themselves, but also for disrupt the event for everyone else in attendance. But here's the footage of the incident right here. Why did Paul? You see the fan? Referees and security dragging him out of there. And you hear them say, "You flubbed up." Well, they didn't actually say flubbed up, but you already know what they're saying, considering you're hearing them saying this on this footage. But what is your thoughts on that? And then I agree with Ringside News that those fans that want to get a closer look in the ring and stuff, please don't do that. Like it's not good for yourself or the wrestlers or even everybody else in attendance and whatever arena that the wrestling show is hosted at. Like, yeah, even if for that or even trying to endanger a wrestler just because they don't like him. Like that's why you boo him for. Like, and plus, like even if we're trying to attack the bad guy wrestler, like you shouldn't be doing that because he's just playing a role, he's not being a bad person. Like I bet if you met him at somewhere, like you name it, like at a grocery store or gym or even at an arcade place, like a Dave and Buster's or Main Event, like you like you can and if you do, and even if you do, and if they're having lots of fun there, like at a gym or at an arcade place like that, like and if they shake hands with you, like you do so right back at them to show that respect. Like, and also like yeah, and and my point is, like, if you meet the wrestlers in person, like, and they're not on the camera, they're probably like most likely 9 times out of 10 they're going to be the complete opposite on who they play as on the show. Like whatever the wrestlers from WWE or AEW or any other company that's besides the two that I just mentioned, like 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 when they be nice to you like off camera, but when they're on camera they're like the meanest son of a gun that you could possibly meet. Like that's showing you that the show is kayfabe. Like they may hit each other with like legitimate moves. That doesn't mean like they're really really good or bad people. Like, well, mostly they are good. Let me rephrase that. That doesn't mean they're bad people. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Like they're actually, most of them are actually nice and pretty cool guys or gals or whatever the gender of the wrestler is. Like just because, yeah, like everybody probably would say, like just because they do stuff on TV doesn't mean they're doing it in real life. Like it's all part of the act. But anyways, yeah, and even if they are such jackasses, like yeah, it's still not a good idea for you guys to be interfering in the interfering in matches or segments or shows or whatever they're doing on the show, like that's on the air. It's not a good idea, or else you're gonna lose the privileges to be a wrestling fan to that specific company that you break the rules against. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah. But like I said, if they're very nice to you and it's a public place, but it's not like somewhere that's with cameras around, like I'll say, like what's that, like video cameras, like whatever, like or yeah, not gonna say video camera. I'll say like as long as I have cameras like that that's connected to TV stations or on phones, like phones that's live streaming on social media. Like as long as there's nothing to do with that, where everybody can see, then you could possibly see them be the most nicest person, like more nicer than your typical grandmothers. Like if I can compare them to them, like if you want, or any other family members that you can think of, let me know in the comments down below and correct me on that. But my point is how for those fans like that takes the wrestling shows seriously, please don't. Like it's all part of entertainment, not trying to make you upset to the point that you want to attack the wrestlers or whatever, or for the enthusiasm or the wrestling enthusiast that wants to get in the ring and try to do some daring prank. It's not a good idea. It's going to put your chances of being an attended fan like in jeopardy, in some very, very heavy jeopardy, if that makes sense, and some very horrible, horrible mischief, if you know what I mean, yeah. But yeah, that's my best warning to you fans, and it's best that if you want to see the wrestlers up close, like that's best to get some kind of a backstage pass so you can meet them, like, and get their autograph, take pictures with them, whatever the heck you want to do with your favorite wrestlers. Like, just don't do it right in the ring when they're in the middle of doing the show, unless they invite you to be in the ring. Yeah, but other than that, like I wouldn't be the guy that would recommend you to go in there and put your chances as an intended fan in trouble, yeah, or put it in very harsh jeopardy. I should say, let me rephrase that. Yeah, like to the point that it can get you banned for life at a wrestling event, like whether if it's from WWE, AEW, or anywhere where you act like into a company that the wrestling show's under. But anyways, let's move on to the next news. But for those normal fans and casual fans that knows that difference, what's your thoughts onto this fan getting in the ring? And did you notice it during the live broadcast of AEW Collision? I sort of did, and I brought it up, but I didn't say anything about it. Like, but now I'm gonna make up for my mistakes for not talking about that before. But anyway, Jeff, let me know in the comments about that down below. But next up, we got some. We got some Dana White supports UFC fighters in WWE appearance since Vince McMahon's exit. And it says WWE and UFC, two of the supreme giants in the world of combat sport, merged under the parent company TKO Group Holdings last year, bringing on board top tier management personnel from both entitled on the new board. And since then, there has been a lot of exchange of talent with WWE and UFC superstars making appearances on each other's shows, with the most recent being WWE veteran Randy Orton being in attendance for a UFC fight night in St. Louis, Missouri. During the fight, St. Louis post-show press conference, the promotion's president, Dana White, revealed that many UFC fighters have always dreamed about having a match with having a WWE match, most specifically at some point. Like moreover, he would be open to the idea of letting his UFC fighters make WWE appearances in the future. Dana White also added that he was not supposed to. The idea, like when even former WWE chairman Vince McMahon was in charge of the corporate structure. He said some of the fighters that fight here and always dreamed about doing a WWE match or whatever it is. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that when Vince was consistently effing me for no reason, and now that's not the case anymore. Obviously, I obviously did it, or I not obviously, and that's not the case anymore. Obviously, I'd absolutely do it. Well, I said obviously. I meant to say absolutely with an A and the rest of the numbers, and except for B and O being similar to absolutely and absolutely. But anyways, but anyway, this is where it also says, as it is known, WWE NXT is set to host its special show NXT Battleground at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Furthermore, with Dana White also giving the green signal, like for the WWE UFC crossover that fans have been anticipating since the merger. We we will have to wait for the right time and place for these dream showdowns to come to fusion. Fruit Fusion, yeah, I believe that's what it's pronounced. But what's your thoughts on Dana White explaining this the press conference in this fight night in St. Louis? And what's your thoughts on being Randy Orton being in attendance at the show? And for those that were in attendance to that fight night in UFC, like let me know, yeah, all that down below. Let's move on to the. We got some Tammy Sitch news that she's listed as witness in fatal DUI crash lawsuit in Florida, and it says right here, right, the WWE famer Tammy Sitch, somehow always finds her, yeah, found herself in trouble with the law for one reason or another. Her DUI manslaughter case has truly changed her life, but it appears she has now been summoned as a witness in a fatal DUI crash lawsuit in Florida. In case you weren't aware or at all, Tammy Sitch in has been entangled in legal troubles like over the years, leading to repeated incarcerations and tarnished reputation, following her involvement in a fatal three-car crash in 2022, when resulted in 17 years of prison sentence. Prison sentence. Like things just haven't gone well for her. And now, according to PW Insider, Tammy Sitch has been identified as a witness in an injury trial scheduled for July in Florida. This trial stems from the fatal DUI crash that resulted in the death of Julian Lassiter. That lawsuit filed by Jane, Jana Olive, Olivia, yeah, Jana Olivia. Or not Olivia, Olivova, a passenger in another car, impacted during the incident, is set to commence on July 8th. Before the circuit, court, of Volusia, Volusia of County, Florida, of Volusia County, Florida. Excuse me. Olivova seeks in excess of $50,000 in damages. Like Originally, Olivova filed a suit against Sitch, Pentade, in her own insurance company, in her own insurance company, Geico. However, in amended, excuse me, my bad. I'm trying to say it correctly and pronounce. Lawsuit filed in July 2023 listed Geico as the sole dependent in the original lawsuit. Olivova alleged that a as a result of Sitch's negligence, she suffered various bo- bodily injuries, including permanent injury, pain, suffering, disability, mental anguish, and even more. As a direct of proximate result of the negligence of defendant Te- Tamara Sitch, of Tamara Sitch, of plaintiff of Jana Livova, suffered bodily injuries, including a permanent injury to the body as a whole, pain and suffering of both a physical both a physical and mental nature disability, physical impairment, disfigurement, mental anguish, incon- inconvenience, loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life, like aggravation, uh, aggravation of an existing condition, expense and of hospitalization, medical and nursing care and treatment, loss of earnings, loss of ability to earn money, and loss of ability to lead and enjoy a normal life. The losses, uh, the losses are either permanent or continuing to plaintiff will suffer the losses of the future plaintiff plaintiff Jana Olivova also suffered other damages, including including okay, why did I say including? But anyway, but not limited to loss of the use of the subject vehicle, the subject of the vehicle damage, to the subject vehicle, the plaintiff, Jana Olivova, will suffer or incur the injuries, expenses, and implements in the future. Tammy Sitch is listed as a witness, who can testify regarding liability, in the case. Her fiance, at the time of the incident, Pente is not listed as a witness. Sitch's public defender in Florida has has in has in the has indicated, an appeal of her DUI sentencing, but as of now, no ruling has been issued. It's worth noting that the court can rule directly on any motion, so there may not be any court have not been any court hearings in that regard. Tammy Sitch also faces the the scrut the, has also faced the scrutiny of collection agency, despite her notoriety in the professional wrestling world. Sitch's current per, per, Sitch's current predicament is ultimately her own fault. We'll have to wait and see in how this new lawsuit progresses. But anyways, yeah. What is your thoughts on to this? And do you think that Tammy Sitch is guilty, or is she innocent? Let me know in the comments down below. But for those that are unaware, that's been under a rock for the last 2-3 years, like if some of y'all might know her as Sunny, but her real name is Tammy Sitch. And then let's just say back 2 years ago in 2022, she got into this got into some kind of, what's that, like a car collision that she crashed into this elder guy named Julian Lassiter, and he sadly passed away because of the car crash and the car accident. And he's getting sued, and she's pretty much getting sued and getting pressed charges against by a family member of Lassiter. And some say that Stitch could be innocent, or I'll say innocent because I'm not sure about anything about innocent. Word I'll say is the witness to a car, because there was another careless driver was there, and they ran into